Alright, man, I've been having some fun with basketball lately, actually. I've been watching a couple games. I did the UCaster thing a couple days ago, and there's some pretty cool stuff happening. I mean, not a lot is changing, but I think some cool stuff is going down. The Pistons are now going to use Allen Iverson as their sixth man, which is big, because these last two games, they played Orlando in Orlando and Boston in Boston, and they took care of business, man. Rip Hamilton, last two games, been playing brilliant. And it just seems like even the bench is making more contributions now. So Iverson's hurt right now and he's not playing at all, but Detroit finally decided to bite the bullet and go, well, this isn't working, we got to try something else. And so far, this looks good. So it looks like Detroit's going to be there. They're probably not going to be a high seed, but if they can get matched up against a team like Atlanta, they should be able to take care of business in Atlanta. I think they would beat Atlanta home field or no, home court or no. So they are turning things around, and it looks pretty good. I just finished watching the end of the Lakers-Suns game, and that was a blast, man. Kobe had 49 points and 11 rebounds. Gasol had 30 points and 7 rebounds, but nobody else on that team did shit. I mean, Trevor Ariza had 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and he was by far the third best player for the Lakers in that game. Right? He was doing some positive stuff, but man alive. And the Suns won 118-111 without Nash, of course without Stoudemire, so huge props to them for taking care of business, because they needed a win like that, because I think they're like 2 games behind the Mavericks for the 8th seed. And if they get the 8th seed, they're going to play the Lakers. So for the Suns, O'Neal had the huge game, which I love to watch. 33 points and 7 rebounds. Fouled out right at the end, but he had a monster game. Matt Barnes, 26 and 10. Grant Hill, 17 and 6. Barbosa, 22 points, 7 assists. So good stuff, man. I had a lot of fun watching that game. For the Lakers, you know, even with that loss, they're still 7.5 games up on the Spurs. So they have the Western Conference locked up. Let me see if they're 40. There are, I believe, 22 games left in the regular season for the Lakers, and they have a 7.5 game lead on the 2nd seed. So they have to figure the Western Conference is theirs. It would take a cataclysmic meltdown for them not to win the Western Conference, so that's not that big a deal. However, they are, because Boston lost this morning to Detroit, they are a game and a half ahead of Boston and a game and a half ahead of Cleveland. And if Cleveland wins tonight against Atlanta, Cleveland's only a game back of LA for the best record in the league. However, LA did sweep Cleveland this year, so actually that 1 game lead would be more like a 1.5 game lead. Regardless, that's all that LA can be worried about right now. They're not going to break any record. I mean, they've already lost more than 10 games, so they can't break Chicago's record. So their only concern right now is to have the best record in the league, so they make sure they get home field throughout. And they still got, if Cleveland wins tonight, which I think they will, they'll still have a 1.5 game lead effectively. They just got to protect that over these last 22 weeks, because they don't have to play Cleveland again. They don't have to play Boston again. So they have effectively right now a 2 game lead over Boston. So I think they'll be okay there. So right now, losses here and there, it's really not that huge of a deal for them. In this game, I was surprised to see them lose to a short-handed Suns team. They came out there, and the people that had to play because other people were hurt, Nash and Stoudemire, played freaking amazing. So it's going to be a race for the 8th seed. And even if that 8th seed gets sacrificed to the Lakers in 4 games, just getting into the tournament, sometimes you never know what can happen if you get yourself in there. But man, what's up with every other player on the Lakers besides Kobe and Gasol? Just pathetic, man. Pathetic. What else is going on? like I said, the Western Conference, LA still has the 7-game lead on San Antonio, and I guess San Antonio plays Portland tonight. They don't have Manu Ginobili, they don't have Tim Duncan, so they could end up dropping some games. If they drop a couple more games because they don't have Duncan or Manu, it's just going to be over real quick, because Denver is not going to catch Los Angeles, and I don't think Portland will either, so I mean, that's pretty much lock it up. There are only 9 competitive teams in the Western Conference, and there are 8 playoff spots, so the only mystery left in the Western Conference is who's going to get the 8th seed and who's going to get left out. Me, I actually do think it will probably be Phoenix. I don't know, I just like Dallas better than Phoenix. I feel like, especially without Amare and without Nash, and we'll see when Nash comes back, I don't like them keeping up success for a long period of time. Dwayne Wade dropped 46 points and 10 assists last night all over the Knicks. Huge comeback for the Heat, and I was waiting, like, are these guys going to start playing sometime soon? Are these guys going to get their crap together? And, well, Dwayne Wade carried them. And I'm telling you, Miami, if they can lock up that 5th seed, which it looks like they're going to get, maybe they can even get the 4th seed because they're only 2 back of Atlanta. They're going to get a playoff matchup probably against a team like Atlanta. They'll actually probably end up playing Atlanta, and I think they'll win. There's a chance to get matched up against Detroit. I give them a chance there. I think that's like a 50-50. They might play Philadelphia. I think I would like them there, so I think Miami will make it to the 2nd round, and if you're Miami, you should be happy just making it to the 2nd round. I like their odds there. To my surprise, Chicago is right there in the playoff race. Chicago's like a game back of Milwaukee for the 8th seed, so I think they're right there with Charlotte. Actually, Charlotte's a little further back, but I was actually very surprised by that and impressed, you know. I kind of left Chicago for dead a long time ago, but they're putting something together there. And the trade they just pulled, where they picked up, I think, Brad Miller and some other guys, it's working out. It is. Let's see. You know, I do like Derrick Rose quite a bit, actually. He's got a 17 points, 6 rebound, 1 steal per game average. So that's always exciting, and you know, that's all I'm going to say tonight. The Cavs are playing the Hawks. We'll see where that goes. I'm not too interested in that game, but it is something, so I'm out.